and welcome to another session on criticism and theory. Let's continue with tradition and individual talents. We stopped with the present, the relationship between past and the present. As told you earlier, the past is altered by the present as much as the present is directed by the past. I also gave you an example on how it is done, the uniform and the building. Yes, and in poetry you will find an existing order which is the past. It continues and until a new work, a beautiful work is born which can change or alter the past, and obviously this new work is a revolution. This work will change the way we look at the past tradition. It will alter our thinking. We welcome the new work and the past works, our perspective of the past works, the theories, everything gets changed, gets altered. There is an alteration in the existing order, a change happens in the existing order because of the new work that is born. But how did this new work come to life? This new work came to life only because it was directed by the past, that existing order. It followed the existing order because the poet was able to produce new work only because he followed the existing order of tradition. He knew A to Z, the past tradition of his literary work. And that is the only reason why he was able to alter some of the existing orders. So the past is getting altered, of course. At the same time, it is the same past that is also directing the present. So the past gets altered by the present when a new work is born, as much as the present is obviously directed by whom, guided by whom? The past. Okay, I hope you understood that. Now let's move on to a very important topic, that is impersonality of the author according to Eliot. Now this is the first time that a writer from humanities or from arts, that a writer uses science to prove a particular point. Okay, Eliot wants the poet to merge his personality with the tradition. He wants the poet to merge his personality with the tradition. According to him, quote, "The progress of the artist is a continual self-sacrifice, a continual extinction of personality," unquote. He suggests the analogy of the catalyst in a scientific laboratory for this process of depersonalization. So it's all self-sacrifice. Do not put your personality into your poetry. It's not what you are, your thoughts, it should not be subjective. It's not your ideas, your thoughts, your prejudices that is to be put in poetry. Poetry should be free from your personality. Your poem, it comes from you, but it should be free from your personality. Okay? He suggests the analogy of a catalyst. Through using a catalyst experiment, he gives or tells us the process of depersonalization. The mind of the poet is a medium in which experiences can enter into new combinations. I told you the Smithy experience. Yes, Kollante Ala. അതിനകത്ത് നടക്കുന്നത് എന്താണ്? ഇത് ഈ മെറ്റലെല്ലാം ഈ ഭയങ്കര ചൂടിലത് അത് സോഫ്റ്റായിട്ട് അതിനെ ചുറ്റികൊണ്ട് അടിച്ചടിച്ച് അതിൽ നിന്നും ഷേപ്പ് ചെയ്തുണ്ടാക്കുന്നതാണ് പല ഒബ്ജക്ട്സും. ഗേറ്റ്, അങ്ങനെ എത്ര ഒബ്ജക്ട്സ് ആണ്, എന്തൊക്കെ സാധനങ്ങൾ, എത്ര ഭംഗിയുള്ള സാധനങ്ങളാണ് ഒരു കൊല്ലൻ ഉണ്ടാക്കി വെക്കുന്നത് അല്ലേ. അതെല്ലാം ഉണ്ടാക്കുന്നത് എങ്ങനെയാണ്, അതിൻ്റെ പ്രോസസ്സ് എങ്ങനെയാണ്, അത് അത്രയും ഭംഗിയുള്ള സാധനം ഉണ്ടാക്കി തീർക്കണമെങ്കിൽ അല്ലെങ്കിൽ ഉണ്ടായി വരണമെങ്കിൽ ദർ ഇസ് എ പ്രോസസ് ഹാപ്പനിങ്. And that process is when when experiences enter into new combinations. He gives the catalyst formula to explain in personality. When oxygen and when oxygen and sulfur dioxide are mixed in the presence of a filament of platinum, they form sulfuric acid. Okay. That is the formation of sulfuric acid, the H2SO4. All right. So he gives the example. In order to form sulfuric acid, you need to have a platinum, a filament of platinum. And this platinum, it remains unaffected. The catalyst facilitates chemical change. This platinum, it facilitates the chemical change but does not participate in it. The platinum യാതൊരു ചേഞ്ചും വരുന്നില്ല. Platinum remains unchanged, right? But what happens to the oxygen and sulfur dioxide? It combines and this combination becomes, because of this platinum, it changes into or turns into sulfuric acid, right? H2SO4, right? But what about the platinum? Platinum is unchanged. The catalyst remains unchanged. The catalyst facilitates the chemical change but do not participate. Eliot compares the mind of the poet to the shred of platinum. It's like the platinum. The mind of the poet is like the platinum, which will digest and transmute the passions which are its materials. What will the mind do? The shred of platinum, compare the mind to a shred of platinum, filament of platinum. And what happens, just like that, the changes that is happening when oxygen and sulfur dioxide combines, or because of the presence of platinum, just like that, you will find that these passions are digested and transmuted, and these passions or feelings are the material. He says that the concepts like sublimity, greatness, intensity of emotion are irrelevant. അതിനോടൊന്നും വലിയ ഒരു ഇത് കാണിക്കുന്നില്ല. ഇതിനെ, when I tell you this, I hope you do remember the romantic poet Wordsworth, where he spoke about sublimity, where he spoke about greatness, where he spoke about intensity of emotion. Eliot says that these are all irrelevant things. It has no value. It is not the greatness of the emotion that matters, according to Eliot, but the intensity of the artist's process, the artistic process that matters. It doesn't have anything to do with the emotion. Feelings in Allah, where Wordsworth gave more importance to feelings. It's not the feelings, intensity of the feelings, but it is the intensity of the artistic presence, how you put them into words, how you frame them, how you create them. The pressure under which the artistic fusion takes place, that is more important. In this way, what happens? He rejects romantic emphasis on genius and exceptional mind quality. Wordsworth adalla parayunnu, oru poet avanamenkil he is different from the common man. He is a genius. He should have an exceptional mind. Or exceptional mind, and he has higher sensibility, right? He has greater sense for life than the common man. Adalle parayunnu. Appo Eliot, on the other hand, he rejects this romantic emphasis on genius and exceptional mind. Eliot refutes the idea that poetry is the expression of personality of the poet. He is against it. experiences are important for man. But according to Eliot, they have no place in his poems. Experience to a man is important. It is important for a man, but to put it into poems, no, that's different. That's foolishness. Okay, the emotions occasioned by events in the personal life of the poet are not important. Like seeing the daffodils and then writing about it, that is not important. Whatever you see in the personal life of the poet are not important. What matters is the emotion transmuted into poetry. That is important. How the emotion gets changed, what happens inside that smithy, what happens inside the mind of the poet, how this emotion gets transmuted into poetry, that is more important. The feelings expressed in the poetry, that is important. Eliot says that emotions which he has never experienced will serve his turn as well as those familiar to him. Eliot says that Wordsworth's formula is wrong. I'm sure you will remember Wordsworth's comments on poetry in the preface to the Lyrical Ballads. What is poetry according to Wordsworth which he wrote in the preface to the Lyrical Ballads? Poetry is a spontaneous overflow of powerful feelings. It takes its origins from emotions recollected in tranquility. But for Eliot, poetry is not recollection of feelings. It is a new thing resulting from concentration of a very great number of experiences. It's not just one experience, it's many experiences, and that too recollected not just some time later, but many, right? So many times, many experiences, many subtle experiences. It's not just one or two or three. It's like when you see an accident that gets into your head, it's there. And then you see some waterfall that is also stored. It's like storing everything and then putting inside your mind. Your mind is like a store of many different types of materials. Many thousands of materials, different types of materials. കൊല്ലൻ്റെ ആലയ്ക്കകത്തുള്ള പോലെ തന്നെ പല സാധനങ്ങളാണ്, പല മെറ്റൽസ്, പല സാധനങ്ങൾ, ആണി തൊട്ട് എല്ലാ തരത്തിലുള്ള സാധനങ്ങളും അതിനകത്തുണ്ടാവും. അവിടെ ഉണ്ടാവും കത്തി, ആണി, എല്ലാം അങ്ങനെയുള്ള എല്ലാ സാധനങ്ങളും ഉണ്ടാവും. പല തരത്തിൽ, പല ഷേപ്പിൽ, പല സൈസിൽ. അപ്പം ഇതെല്ലാം കൂടിയിട്ട് കമ്പൈൻ ചെയ്ത് വരുമ്പോഴാണ് ഒരു നല്ല ഭംഗിയുള്ള ഒരു തിങ് ഈസ് ബോൺ. Just like that, this also happens not out of just emotions. It is a concentration which does not happen consciously or of deliberation. Eliot believes that poetry is not the turning loose of emotion but an escape from emotion. That is very important. Again, another one that you have to study by heart. Eliot believes that poetry is not the turning loose of emotion like what Wordsworth said. It's a turning loose of your emotion. No, it is an escape from emotion. It is not the expression of personality but an escape from personality. For him, the emotion of art is impersonal. And the artist can achieve this impersonality only by cultivating the historical sense and by being conscious of the tradition. So impersonality of the author is what he is speaking about. And he is revolting against the romantics. Okay, and to have impersonality, to achieve impersonality, one must have historical sense and one must be conscious of his tradition. Okay, so that's it. We have come to the end of tradition and individual talents. That's all. So the third part is also over. The first part and the second part and third and the third part. The first part is about tradition. The second part you will have the capitalist formula and how he explains the impersonality of the author or the impersonality of the poet, depersonalization or impersonality of the poet. And the third point is summing up everything. So the essay is divided to 3 parts. Okay, so thank you and have a nice day.